Hey guys, welcome to Ultra Instinct 101. Here, instead of struggling to become a better fighter, we're just going to remove some mental barriers so that you can tap into your natural ability to fight. This is you, person A. You're fixated on the idea of becoming a great fighter, so you spend a lot of money and energy buying all the premium gear and doing as many classes as possible. You find your progress slow and frustrating because you notice your counterpart, person B, who only occasionally receives instruction, but you find the gap in progress between you two getting wider and wider. And to top it off, person B seems to be putting out a minimal amount of effort and largely seems to be enjoying himself very much with a carefree attitude. So you conclude that this person must be talented and you are not. Wrong. Guys, the amount of classes you do does not equal progress. Martial arts is mostly a solo sport, so only a small fraction of it involves instruction. Most of it is spent refining and developing your techniques by yourself.
What?
So today's lesson is about how to learn martial arts the right way. There are 3 things to consider. Alright, the first thing we need to consider is the degree of sincerity of both the instructor and the student because that's directly related to the degree of progress that will occur, okay? A student will be able to find the level of sincerity the instructor has for their progress by the instructor's willingness to tell the hard truths to the student. Sometimes what a student needs is not another lesson, but to go home and to continue refining their techniques.
This needs to stop now!
Okay? Sometimes the students have a hard time accepting these hard truths because they're so emotionally invested with an idea in their head that they think that if they show up a lot, that they will progress faster, but that is far from the truth, okay? Because martial arts is mostly a solo sport, and most of the time you spend refining your techniques by yourself, okay? And that is the most direct path forward. All right, the second thing we need to consider is the depth of instruction that we're receiving, okay? We have quality or wisdom versus quantity and memorization, all right? Some are able to teach in a way that hits you beyond the level of memorization and hits your intuition, and like that, you never forget it and it stays with you for life. And then you have those who teach through memorization, and these are the kind of instructors who expect you to mimic their exact movements. All right, put your hands up like this. No, like this. Oh, okay, like that. Yeah. Then throw a punch like this. Oh, okay, you mean like this? No, not like that. Like this. But the problem with this is that it's a heavy load on the mind because you become a registry of memorization tactics, and it has to be maintained and upkept, and it's a heavy load on the mind. So since it doesn't hit you on an intuitive level, a huge conscious effort is necessary in order to maintain these ideas, okay? All right, the third and final thing you want to consider when you're starting martial arts is how much time you allocate to refining techniques you were taught, all right? So these are approximate numbers, so just try to read between the lines, all right? So if you're a beginner, I put here 5 hours of refinement following a lesson because your grasp on the science of fighting is low. So you're likely to develop bad habits if you go beyond that, okay? And bad habits, once developed, have to be undone through a conscious effort. So that's an additional workload which you want to avoid, all right? So as you move on from beginner to intermediate, here I put 10 hours because your grasp on the science is a little better, so you're less likely to create bad habits through your own refinement, okay? And then you finally get to advanced, and at that point, your grasp on the science is so strong that you only seldomly need to seek guidance in order to move forward, okay? And that's when you become a real martial artist with a strong grasp on the science, and from that point onwards, you know, it's all yours. All right, so we spoke about the level of sincerity that needs to be present in both the instructor and the student to make sure we're on the direct path of progress. We spoke about the depth of instruction that we're receiving to make sure it's beyond a superficial level and resonates with us on an intuitive level so that it stays with us for good. We spoke about refinement, which is the time we allocate to developing a technique which is directly linked to our grasp on the science, okay? So if that was helpful and you enjoyed this content, consider checking out the rest of the channel. There's other interesting concepts and topics that we discussed there. Also consider subscribing, liking, and hit the bell notification if you want to see when the next video is uploaded. All right, so with that, I'll see you guys next time.